Well, let's turn now to the Chief Executive of the Independent Schools Council and former head teacher, Julie Robinson. Julie, welcome to you. What a dreadful and stressful time this must be for school heads right now.
Unprecedented times. We're really impressed with how stalwart the school leaders are being in these unimaginably difficult times of crisis, yes.
Because, not least, they have to reconcile so many competing demands, don't they? They've got their staff, their teachers, demanding they are kept safe. We know that lots of teachers are self-isolating at the moment, so the roster of teachers is down. In the fee-paying sector, where it's in a sense where you're coming from, you've got parents who've got a different set of priorities. You've got the government handing on advice as well. Clear communication from heads, very important.
Yes, you're right. There are all sorts of things heads are having to take into account. Really, their priority is the welfare of the school community. So at the moment, they're looking at how to prepare children to leave school tomorrow and how to keep teachers online so that education can continue even if the schools are shut. But you're right, there are huge staffing issues as well. And in fact, today the ISC is putting a call out to our 1,300 schools, asking them to contact local authorities so that they can be part of that effort to provide ongoing care for vulnerable children and the children of key workers.
On the point you raised about online learning, for those of us, myself included, with children at home, and little idea how to sustain their interest for the next, let's reflect on that number again, potentially 6 months. How easy might that be to organise?
Not easy, but there are thousands of people working on this. So we have a web platform, ISC Digital Strategy Group, and the BBC is stepping up as well to provide resources. So I think over the coming weeks you're going to see people pulling together, because we are really all in this together, aren't we? None of us had imagined this would happen, and all kinds of schools, all kinds of educators and media now are coming together to help parents and families and schools through this difficult time.
Not everybody faces the same challenges, do they, though? I mean, for independent schools who you're speaking for them, for some of them who are already at times in a fairly precarious financial situation, this is existential, isn't it? I mean, it's not unreasonable to suggest that some independent schools will really struggle to get through this.
Absolutely, it's one of the many competing priorities. As I say, really they're focusing on the welfare of their school communities, but you're right, fees are a worry. But of course it's the fees which pay the teachers who have to keep learning going, so it's really important for schools.
Well, just on that final point about fees, you've got, sometimes quite hard-pressed parents who are looking to cobble together the school fees to keep their kids at an independent school. There'll be bills that are going out now to them for a term in which their children will not be taught in the school. Some parents will say, well, I know it's in the contract, but I'm not paying.
Well, time will tell. You're right, this is the time of year when we're sending out the fees invoices, but we know that parents are really sympathetic to the plight of schools. Parents who are running businesses themselves understand what it's like for the schools, where their cost base isn't going to reduce very much over the coming months, and schools still have a job to do in providing ongoing education, and parents understand that.
Julie Robinson is Chief Executive of the Independent Schools Council.